give their opinion about this or about that, I would just say, well, that's one way to look at it. That's it. I didn't touch anything after that whatsoever. And that statement, that's one way to look at it. That gives them they're valid in their opinion. That's their opinion, and that singular perspective is valid because it's theirs. But you're also implying that that's not yours, and that it's okay. That is one way to look at it. I hope that helps. Enjoy your holiday no matter what, and remember, stay connected, stay present to what you really are, and just watch what happens. And also know that everyone always be motivated. And that's how you know that that goal or that desire is really born of the real you, the true self, because your motivation is coming from within. It's not exterior based. Because if your motivation is exterior based, if you remove that motivation, then all of a sudden you become more than complacent because the exterior motivation has been taken away, because that motivation isn't intrinsic to the real you. It's not really coming from you. And that's how you know the difference between a goal that's born of you and a goal that's been programmed in, or a goal that you've chosen through your egoic mind. So if we're unmotivated, it also could be because we're disconnected. I'm not permitted to travel. I'm a passionate world traveler who cannot leave my country. I've lost my inspiration. I'm a writer who loves to write, yet is not writing. My motivation for anything is all but gone, and this is the first time in my life I have no goal, no plan, no enthusiasm for anything. I've successfully taught a course on manifestation, yet here I sit. RJ, my question is, if you've lost hope in the world and feel like we're living in a really bad episode of The Twilight Zone, how do you create a magical life in the manner you described? How do you move to a different timeline where you're not physically segregated and trapped in your country? Thank you so much. Okay. All right. So the first thing I want to say about this, and thank you again for your email, and thank you for allowing me to answer in this fashion. So I appreciate that very much. Okay. I've lost my inspiration. My motivation is gone. Okay. Now, but it is that simple. Detach. Stop identifying with what's going on. Okay? Reside as, for, within, and by the self. And allow the self to flower and then express that. And that's the truest motivation. It's the only real motivation, because the self is the only thing that is truly real. Everything else is momentary and it comes and goes. So therefore, don't make any of it important. Okay. How do you create a magical life in the manner you've described? By letting go of the ego mind identity. For all of you that have gotten the book or just not getting into the book or some of the courses on the website, the ego mind identity is who you think you are and how you feel about yourself. And it's not you. So if you want to create a magical life, you have to learn how to let go of that. The book shows you how to do it. It's not complicated. And as you move past all your limitations and identifications, and let everything unfold, because it's going to. It's going to. And the best way to operate is to not create our own resistance to fearing change and not accepting change. Let yourself unfold. There is nothing to hold on to. There is nothing to chase. And there is nothing to avoid. There's certainly nothing to fear, because nothing ever actually touches you. Let everything simply come and go, because it's going to. There's no point in trying to control anything, because you can't control that which comes and goes. There's no need to control that which comes and goes. And I promise you, whatever loss, personal agenda, be so hands off that whatever happens is irrelevant. See how you feel. It seems like an oxymoron, but letting go of any personal agenda is incredibly empowering. And fear of change is disempowering. And it's beneath you. ecstatic to be here on this earth. I am sick now, and I know I can hear myself. But I have detached so much from here and feel so disappointed in humans. Such selfishness and fear has been revealed to me in loved ones who I expected more. I want to be here. Where do you find the motivation to want to be here? Let's look at that first aspect of the question. So through detachment, okay, we would no longer have disappointments or any form of expectation. You've taken some courses, and just how the depth and breadth of the teachings and how it really applies to every facet of our life. So this is obviously specifically in regards to money, material wealth. Which, by the way, if you're already triggered by that, just unsubscribe from my channel and just don't bother with this stuff anymore. If you're triggered by energy, you are going to struggle mightily in this life, mightily, and then you're going to project that onto everybody else. Okay, we need to move past this. That's why I teach all these courses, so we can move past it. Yes, it applies to everything pervasive, and that's part of why this is my third course on manifestation, specifically with money, because it is so needed and so effective.
The more we add, the more that we're actually taking away. That was really beautiful, RJ. So, like, really watching all these videos might be doing more of a disservice than it is an actual service to us, right? Now, RJ, is it possible that people are actually really good at manifesting what they don't want?
Yeah, I think all of us are, just to what degree, right? And then we can kind of look at this too as subconscious programming, right? And we can look at this as a lack of, I don't want to say lack. We can view this as spiritual. You have to be broke. Well, the truth of the matter is, it's the opposite. The I am, what we are, is infinite abundance in all its forms. It's actually just the opposite. And that also lends into what I was saying about the more you add, the more you're taking away. It's about removing all these things and then working with ourselves optimally. Our natural state is literally infinite abundance. And when we come back to that, money is energy, everything is just energy. If you're triggered by energy, that's your brainwashing. The thing to do about that, everybody, please, the thing to do about that is to go deep into the trigger. Go deep and investigate the trigger itself, because where you're most conflicted is where is the most room for exponential growth, is where you're triggered. Not the person talking about it, or not the person who has experienced great wealth, whether it's wealth of wisdom, health, money, friendship, it doesn't really matter. But dig into where you are most conflicted. And so abundance in all its forms is actually our birthright. And when we start to understand the pressures, and most people do, the pressures that are put upon us financially, that's what makes things, or can and has made things very tough for most of us. So being able to learn how to manifest properly, and manifestation in all its different forms, right? Health, wealth, love, friendship, wisdom, love, right? The ability to do this. It works for everything. Once you understand, it's a repeatable science. So, and that was, as I said, that was one of the things that we talked about, is that for each and every one of us to start to increase or gain financial vitality, personal economic fortitude and strength, where we can actually make choices that are independent, and we're not as affected by what's going on with the economy, with the rules, with changes, with this. And so that's one of the main things that we talk about. And it'll make a massive difference for people. And as you know, I've created multiple courses. With it, there's going to be 3 live classes that I'll be teaching. Each one will probably be roughly 60 to 75 minutes. And I say that almost joking, because the call that we just did for the False Awakening, I think, was 60 to 75 minutes. And it was at least 90 minutes. So I tend to go way over, because I can't stop rambling. So there's lots I need to share. So anyway, this course, The Mechanics of Money, is going to illuminate things that is not currently available to people. It's not. It's not there. There's a reason why people are struggling with this. And this is not just informational, as you know. This is step by step. There's exercises, there's worksheets. It will be a part two. So, what did you think, Jason?
I heard things that I call that I've never heard before, never looked into, never anything. I completely agree. I think the backstory that RJ gave us the foundation for kind of understanding why a lot of these things take place. And when you understand the mechanics behind people's actions and the actions they're taking, like you're so right, it just empowers you because you don't feel in the dark anymore. So I highly recommend anybody who was thinking about checking out that class that didn't get the replay because I mean, how would you not want to know? Some of the pieces that are being moved around and why they are. And like I said, I've never heard that anywhere. You know what I mean? I'm like always kind of not as much anymore, but I was always used to try to figure out what was going on, what was behind things, and yeah.
Extremely helpful and enlightening for people, and it was a pleasure and a joy to do it. And also, I mean, 1,000 people. I mean, you can feel the energy too. So